You know, while your preparation definitely matters the most, but there is always a certain amount of luck that. Now, let me talk about the other side of not having plan B from my own experience. And mastered most of the topics, but didn't end up scoring that well on. Now, let's talk about the reality of competitive exams like CAT. And this definitely took a toll on my BARC performance. And now that we have weighed the pros and cons of quitting job for CAT preparation, let's explore one workaround that can solve this problem. About 4 years back, I had one question stuck in my mind, whether I should quit my job to prepare well for CAT. Now, I constantly questioned myself on whether I was compromising on my CAT preparation by not having the courage to quit my 9 to 5 job and go all in. But as I was gaining courage to quit my job, I used to also fear risking all stakes on one single exam. So I know the kind of dilemma that you would be going through if you're preparing for CAT 2024 and are also employed in a 9 to 5 job, which is why I have made this video to help you out. Now, at the end of this video, you will definitely not get a straightforward answer on whether or not you should quit your job for CAT preparation. But I'll try to give you perspectives and give you both the sides of things, the pros and cons of quitting your job for CAT preparation. By weighing these aspects against your own priorities and your circumstances, you will be able to find an answer that's right for you. Also, at the end of this video, I'll be mentioning one possible workaround that can solve this problem. So don't forget to watch this video till the end. But before we begin, welcome to the theBschooler. I'm MG Vishan and I've done my MBA from DMS IT Delhi in the batch of 21-23. Help me make more such CAT as well as B-School content by liking this video and also subscribing to this channel. So let's start with the positives first, the pros of quitting job for CAT preparation. Pro number 1, undistracted preparation. Now, this has to be the biggest advantage of quitting job for CAT preparation. For instance, imagine a situation where you're trying to prepare for CAT after a long day at work, but your phone constantly keeps buzzing with work-related emails or messages, or even your colleagues drop by your desk to chit-chat. You'll definitely not be able to concentrate and your study schedules will be disrupted. At the same time, if you don't have a job, you can have a dedicated time for studies, as well as you can create your own study schedule, and more importantly, you can stick to that study schedule when you do not have a job. Pro number 2, more time. Now, this is quite obvious. Quitting your job will definitely give you that gift of time. Pro number 3, increased motivation. Now, I don't know if this is for you, but for some people, not having a plan B can be a very big motivator. When you quit your job and are fully committed for CAT preparation, you get this renewed sense of purpose. Like, you would know that you have made a big sacrifice by quitting your job for CAT preparation, and this can help you keep motivated as well as focused towards your CAT goal. Now, let's talk about downsides of quitting your job for CAT preparation. 1, D-Day performance is crucial. Now, let's talk about the reality of competitive exams like CAT. While your preparation definitely matters the most, but there is always a certain amount of luck that is involved. I would say it's around 80% of preparation and 20% luck. Now, you might give your all in during preparation, practice numerous mocks, practice hundreds of questions, but that 20% luck on the D-Day of exam isn't something you can control. Now, I have seen numerous aspirants who had put in tremendous amount of effort and mastered most of the topics, but didn't end up scoring that well on the scorecard, mainly because luck didn't favor them on that day. Now, imagine you quit your job hoping to crack CAT, but end up in a similar situation. Now, this is one risk that you should consider before resigning your job. 2, pressure factor. Remember, I mentioned not having a plan B can be a powerful motivator for some people. Now, let me talk about the other side of not having plan B from my own experience. Now, if you have been following this channel, you would know that from my CAT journey, I had scored around 96 percentile in CAT 2019, but not being satisfied with that, I decided to give another final shot in CAT 2020. Now, I prepared really well, and initially I even, for a few months, I even juggled between my work as well as CAT preparation, giving around 2 hours per day on weekdays and 5 hours on weekends. But that year I was so determined, I was so fixed upon pursuing an MBA that I decided to quit my job in October 2020, around 1.5 months before CAT. Now, I definitely use this time the most I could by practicing as many mocks as I could, analyzing them, practicing more questions, and this boosted my confidence. But there was a twist. The day before CAT exam, I panicked. One question kept haunting me. If CAT doesn't go well, what next? No, I was so nervous, I couldn't even sleep for a minute the previous day, the night before CAT. I even remember calling my mom up at 3 a.m. crying about being nervous. The lack of sleep and nervousness left me with red, sleepless eyes while I was entering my CAT exam center. And this definitely took a toll on my BARC performance, and it was disastrous. But luckily, I was able to bounce back and perform extremely well in DIR as well as QA, and I'm glad this habit. Anyway, what I'm trying to convey is this. When you quit your job without plan B, you subject yourself to immense pressure. This pressure during your months of preparation can lead to frustration, but more importantly, the pressure on the D-Day can affect your performance to a large extent. Another risk of quitting your job for CAT preparation is the gap year on CV. Now, let me break this down. Let's say you quit 5 to 6 months before CAT for preparation, so you get a good 5 months of dedicated preparation time, but you have to add another 6 months to this gap, which is the gap between your CAT exam as well as the start of your MBA. Now, you're looking at a total of more than 1 year of career gap. During your MBA, this more than 1 year or around 1 year of career gap on your CV can come haunting you during your summer internship placements as well as final placements. Now, although not all companies are very stringent about this, a few avoid shortlisting candidates with over 1 year of career gap. This is something that you should consider before quitting your job. 4. Low savings. One significant drawback of quitting your job for CAT preparation, which most people overlook, is the impact it would have on your savings. While it's true that your MBA course fee, which constitutes the major part of expense, gets covered by a bank loan, but there are other expenses as well. For instance, there is this expense of exam registration and MBA college application fees even before your CAT exam. And also the other expense that you would mostly ignore is the miscellaneous expense of living on campus. Which is why the period between your CAT exam and the start of your MBA, which is a good 6 to 7 months, can be used to build your savings if you are not unemployed. Now that we have weighed the pros and cons of quitting job for CAT preparation, let's explore one workaround that can solve this problem. While this workaround depends upon your manager, your organization, as well as your HR, but it is definitely worth a try. And that is taking 1 to 2 months of loss of pay leave. Now, trust me, most people hesitate asking for such leave 1 to 2 months before CAT and also mentioning CAT to be the reason. But it's surprising how managers can be supportive when you give them such a genuine reason. And also most managers would have gone through something like this in their lives as well. So they'll better understand your situation. See, the idea is you don't necessarily need a undistracted 6 to 7 months to prepare for CAT. Initially, you can start off with just 1 to 2 hours on weekdays and 4 to 5 hours on weekends, along with your 9 to 5 job. But as you come closer to CAT, say 1 to 2 months before CAT, you might feel that you need more time. You need a long stretch of the undistracted time, a whole day to prepare for CAT or to give mock exams. And that is when 1 to 1.5 or 2 months before CAT, you can take a loss of pay leave and join back your organization right after CAT. Now, this actually overcomes all the cons of quitting job as well as capitalizes on the advantages of it. So it's quite a balance. Now, I hope this video gave you some clarity on whether or not you should quit your job, or at least gave you some perspectives to think about. And if so, don't forget to like this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss out on a hell lot of content on CAT as well as B School. Thank you.